Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Movie Cast, Gamecast, sorry, episode 715. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinside,
Ahoy!
and Tony Kokonakis.
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 715 of the Gamecast. We are live on Twitch Tuesday nights. Please join us for these. We just recorded the movie cast. And if you do miss all these live broadcasts, all this stuff is over on YouTube. So you get subscribed, get notified, and we'll get some comments. We'd like to hear from you guys. All right. Mm-hmm. This is 7:15 of the Gamecast, folks. What have we been up to? Tony, kick us off.
Not too much. I meant to pick up Astrobot since last week, but I had some GameStop credit I needed to use. Went into GameStop and they're like, "Oh, we don't have any," and I was just like, "Oh," and they're like, "Well, you can order online," but I'm like, "Yeah, but then I have to pay for shipping because your shipping costs are stupidly high for shipping a fucking DVD case, Blu-ray case." I'm like, "That's whatever." So I'm like, at this point, whatever. I'm gonna play it this year. It's just I might just wait for because we're approaching the holiday, where everybody's doing like buy two get one and stuff like that. I was like, maybe I'll just hold off a little bit because it's not like a super long game from what I'm hearing. Either way, it's like Mario-ish, like 10 to 12 hours, something like that.
12 hours. That's why I was saying maybe 10. But that's interesting. Did they give you that? Did they give you the whole third degree for not pre-ordering it?
No. And separately,
they always do that.
And separately, I was kind of pissed at my local GameStop because this is a little rant. I'm part of the Power Up reward, right? Because it's how you get the Flip-A-Geddon stuff, right? If that ever comes back. It hasn't in a couple years. So I had to give like a coupon to use, like the $5 off coupon or whatever like that. And there was nothing I needed last month. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just order. And it was like the last day. And it was like, oh, I'll just use online, do in-store pickup, right? So I just ordered like a pack of Magic cards or whatever like that. And I was like, oh, I'll just pick it up, right? And they're like, oh, you have 3 days to pick it up, right? So I'm like, okay, like that's no big deal. So, and I ordered this on a Saturday, right? Didn't go there Sunday. Monday was the holiday, right? So I go there Tuesday afternoon, and I walk in, and the manager's like, oh, yeah, sorry, the system canceled it. I'm like, but why did the system cancel it? Today's the third day. And she's like, well, I don't know. It's how it is. I was like, okay. She's like,
I closed on Monday?
No, they're like, we're open. Well, I was like, well, how was I supposed to know you were open yesterday? Like, it was a holiday, I just assumed, and I don't want retail to work. Like, I've worked retail before. Like, I fucking didn't want to work holidays. So I was like, but anyway, I was like, all right. She's like, well, I can sell it to you. And I was like, yeah, but I use my, like, coupon for this, right? Can you, she's like, no, you're going to have to call customer service. I'm like, that's not even worth my time calling customer service. Like,
$5,
I fucking hate talking customers, right? So like that.
So they hate talking to us. It's like nobody wins in this situation.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I got a little Karen-y because I was just like, this is fucking ridiculous, and like, the fact that like the system canceled on me on the third day, like, first of all, 3 days to pick up something is so short. Like any other, like Best Buy, Target, Walmart, like whatever, they give you like usually like 5 days, right? Like 3 days I think is just too short.
You ordered it Saturday, you said, right?
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yes. Well, exactly. That was my point. That is how I did it too. What was that, Corey?
They probably counted Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
which is so stupid. I was just like, why would you?
But when was it? But when was it ready for pickup? Even like immediately.
The next day. It wasn't even.
What I'm saying. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. So I was just so mad.
The system probably thought it was. That's why. So I was like, oh my god, that's the only thing I can think of.
So it was so stupid, and I was so mad. And like I said, I channeled a little bit of Karen just because I was like, it was the principle of the matter, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about a $5 coupon, right? But I'm just like, like, this is why your company is shit, right? Like,
is this why?
Well, it's it's one of the reasons because like she just didn't want to do anything. I was
right. Your customer service is
at this point they just seem defeated at GameStop.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't even do the little thing. If you can't even make a customer happy to be like, hey, I had this great experience at GameStop.
Yeah, and that's the thing is because like, so I got a lawyer and I was like, this doesn't make sense. I was like, I was like, you can't do anything. She's like, no, you're gonna have to call him. I was like, okay. I was like, well, can you actually give me the number of your district manager? She's like, I can't do that. And I was like, why not? She's like, well, they don't allow us to do that. I could take your number and I can have him call you. And I was like, no, I don't want him to have, like. Whatever. So I was just like, okay. I was like, that's fine. I'll get it somehow. Don't worry about me. But I was like, you know, you can look up my information. You have it all right there. Like, you can see how long I've been a member for, you know, probably a decade now or something like that. How much I trade in and stuff like that. I was like, but fine, you don't want. And then, you know, she's, well, okay, I can manually knock it out. I was like, no, it's too late. You had your chance. You had your opportunity. And now I'm mad. It was annoyed earlier. Now I'm mad. So, whatever. Fuck that GameStop. I'm gonna be petty about it. So, we'll
I mean, there's a high probability they close up anytime.
Right? Well, that's the thing too. Because like, so here's the thing. I didn't do this, but I was like, okay, you know what? Give me that pack of Magic cards, right? For like $5 or whatever it was. It's like there's a survey at the bottom, right? It's just like, wonder what the survey is gonna look like. What do you think? You know? But I didn't do it. I thought about it, but anyway, fuck GameStop. They're on my shit list right now.
Like I said, I mean, where do they fit in the next generation if we're not going to have disk drives attached to the system?
Funko Pops.
In their retro stores,
Funko
they're going to
Pops.
sell all the old systems that have.
They're going to sell Funko Pops
comics.
and old games. Yes, that's what they're going to do. They're going to be a retro store. And how many retro stores do you need? You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the problem. They're going to close a lot of those stores down. It's going to be Blockbuster again. They're going to start shrinking like crazy. If there's no disk drives, which it looks like that's where we're heading, obviously.
Yeah.
It's
You just gotta find the GameStop spots where the people that work there don't care anymore, and they're like, you know, whatever.
But the thing is, like, I use this GameStop for so many years, and like they've been mostly pretty good about it. But this manager just didn't care, and I was that's what it is. That's what got to me. It's like when they don't care. I'm like,
they don't care about you. Like they shouldn't like. They should care about the customer. That's their job.
Right.
Is to care about the customer. Like their job is not to like necessarily
like.
You know, cater to GameStop's rules by the letter, right? It's like, no, let's make it right for the customer. Like that's how you keep business.
That's it. And sometimes they forget that their company could give two shits about them. Like they forget.
Absolutely.
They think they're running the company, and they don't realize that their company could give shit about them.
Yeah.
And it's like a power trip. And unfortunately, they should be there for you. And what if they had immediately gone down the path of let me try to get this the best way I can do this, and say I'm going to give you this $5 credit, I'll just give it to you that way, and then
like our bad. Sorry,
that would be all the time. Yeah.
But
that's what happens. Like,
the positive story. Be like,
exactly.
Hey, this funny thing happened, but this GameStop, good on GameStop for doing that.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, like, you know, too, it just makes me mad because, especially this manager, like, she's seen me in there before, right? And, you know, I'll pre-order stuff even though I don't need to because like I know it's like, oh, I know you guys need to get the numbers and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you need to renew my thing. Okay, yeah, just do it automatically or whatever like that. Just help those numbers out because again, I know what working retail does and it sucks. So I try to like not be like that.
Pre-orders, UPTs and pre-orders. That's what you need.
Yeah. So whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, the one thing I did want to mention, the new not chapter, but like I guess the mid-season update for Fortnite happened. And they just introduced fucking Iron Man powers. So, like, you can get...
I saw that today. Yeah,
it's actually...
Doom and Iron Man?
Yeah, so you could be War Machine or Iron Man at this point. But it's really cool, because, like, so you can get the Iron Man gloves, and it's kind of like, you know, he is in the movies or any game, and, you know, where he could shoot the blast out of his hands. But you also have the Unibeam attack from his chest as, like, a 10-second cooldown or whatever like that. Or you can get his boots, which let you... fly, like absolutely just let you fly around the map, which is so cool. And I'm just thinking like, and I remember in an early season, Spider-Man had his web slingers in there. And I'm just like, damn, like Fortnite really, it could just be like a Marvel, like have its own Marvel thing, right? With just like Marvel world, like, you know, you could have New York City, you could have like the Fantastic Four Tower, you could have the X-Men Academy or the institution and stuff like that, whatnot. You know,
leave your
daily
school for the
right,
gifted.
exactly, yeah. So I was like, I wonder if they're moving towards that. And if they're not, they should, because it just seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a good market.
On the table, yeah.
So cool. All right, Corey.
I was playing more Diablo. I also played some more Gunfire Reborn, which is like that roguelite first-person shooter. That's real fun. They have this like they've been updating it constantly, and they've got like a little seasonal thing that they do now, and they also have new characters, so that's been fun. It's a good quick like 50 minutes kill. I like those kinds of games these days. Just like Diablo, do a dungeon, be done in 15 minutes, take break. Same thing roguelites, do the same thing. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Mike.
So I'm still playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. Almost done. There seems to be a pretty lengthy end game that sort of has breaks in the middle of it, and I'm in the middle of that. Um, it's honestly, I like this type of game as far as like open world RPGs. This is up there for me. I like it better than Skyrim, I think. We'll see how it ends, where I want to rank it to like the Fallout 3s and the Cyberpunks of the world.
Was it better than Starfield?
It's a total different vibe than Starfield. It comes closer to doing what it's trying to do
Okay.
than Starfield. So
I
in a
mean, as
way,
an open
it's
world RPG, is it better than
Mhm.
Starfield?
I mean, it sounds like you've been more excited about this game than Starfield.
I think you could answer this question. You
Yeah.
just don't want
That
it.
is a trap question, is what this is. But go on.
No, well, the thing is, Starfield just has
Starfield is
station
disappointing,
stuff.
Mike. It's disappointing right now.
You can say
know,
it. It's
but-
fine. We're not gonna like. I mean,
Mhm.
it's okay. But I
It's-
do
the
understand you
problem-
like
the
it. I do
hype-
understand you liked it though. I do.
So I
understand.
think what it is that the hype for Starfield and what the Starfield's ambitions were is nowhere near what we got. Kingdom Come Deliverance had none of that, and just it's far beyond what you expected, right? So it's like
Yeah.
that's where I think it's hard to compare them because one is far exceeding your expectations, while one is you cannot deny it is not met expectations.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
That's
But
how I
anyway,
say it. I mean,
they're striving for different things, and I don't know.
and one failed at it, and one didn't. That's our point.
I don't
Mike.
think Starfield failed at all. No, I disagree
At all?
with that.
At all?
I think it.
Mm,
I
At
think
all.
it
Yeah.
just came up a little
a little short.
less interesting than it should have been in some ways, but I don't think
Came
it
up
failed.
short. That's, but not failed.
No, it's an
At
80.
all.
B.
Wouldn't that be a
Uh,
failure?
I
Wouldn't
think
that-
in
wouldn't that be-
Microsoft's point
A
of
B.
view,
A B is not a failure.
It's a,
A
It-
60 or lower is a failure.
Yeah, but it
That's
is
a
when you're.
grading
It's
system.
84.
Yeah, I get you
Yeah,
what
so
you're
that's
saying, but
how
it is when you're building
everything is.
you're supposed to be building a game for like a game of the year game is what you're building here.
I am
That's
also
where it
excited
failed.
for Shattered Space, and I hope to be done with
I'm saying
Kingdom Come
this-
Deliverance in time for Shattered Space.
yeah,
at the end of
hopefully
it.
Shattered Space
I mean,
can
that
turn
Shattered
it
Space-
around because I mean sometimes expansion can do that. Expansions
mean-
like we look at Diablo 3, we talk about like that all the time. Diablo took Diablo 3's expansion to fix that game.
Yeah, personally, I look forward to when you say I beta tested the first part of this game once Shattered Space comes out, because that's going to finish the game. That's what I look at this like.
The other
This is
thing
their
is,
this is their
the
Phantom
thing that-
Liberty.
the thing that Starfield failed the most on, in my
Oh,
opinion.
so it
is
did
the
fail.
companions. In one aspect, the
Oh,
companions
okay.
compared
companions.
to Fallout 4, which because it's worse. It got worse.
Sounds. I mean,
no
basically everything's gotten
No
worse.
companions in. No, that's not true. Not at all. The
No, I'm just
gunplay is
saying in
better.
general,
You have-
like
you
from
have
Fallout
space
3
stuff.
to Fallout 4 to Starfield, the quality of the experience has gone down.
No.
Okay. Well, Fallout
way
3
better.
was Fallout 4's worst game than
Runs
Starfield.
way better, shoots way better. Depends on who you ask. But
Okay. No, I mean, like I said, I'm rooting for Shattered Spaces to be the thing that brings it to the next level. Like,
anyway, I don't care about this. My point is, Kingdom Come Deliverance is a surprisingly good game for me.
Good.
Even
Nice.
though there's no spaceships, there's no companions, and you can't pick
Good
stuff
though.
up like a Bethesda game. Anyway, also I had a birthday this week. Got a gift card.
nice.
And I did go ahead and get the digital version of the MVC collection, Marvel vs.
Oh,
Capcom
cool.
collection.
Oh, cool, man.
Cool.
How
How's
The
that?
many-
plans are- the older games are hard. The arcade, the AI is cheaty. But
Cheap? Cheesy and cheap. Yes, that's
yes, it's
Cheat
that's
they
that's
cheat.
from the times. You know that's the times, man. I remember Bison
Yeah.
making me throw a controller multiple times. So yes, I get you.
Also, so that you put more quarters in.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting though. I tried to play through all of the games so far. I stopped on a few. I couldn't beat like some of the later levels, and I might go back to them. But it's there are some big differences, and the biggest one obviously is the older games before MVC2 have the 3 different like levels of attack, so like light, medium, and heavy instead of the two, which doesn't work too well for the controller in my opinion. I prefer how it is streamlined a bit in MVC2, but whatever. I figured it out enough. Some people think MVC2 is dumbed down compared to that. It's a whole thing, but so I had to learn how to deal with that. I do like some older things though. I do kind of like the more simpler things of the first couple games where it's just one-on-one. You're not tagging or there's not even assists in the first game or two. And Wolverine is the only character I think that's in like every single one of these games. And he doesn't have a healing super anymore in the older ones. I always thought Wolverine should have healing supers in all of his fighting game appearances. Now, it doesn't heal enough, in my opinion. It's like the amount of one fierce attack for like a high bar heal, but either way, it was interesting that was there in the old games. And also the Marvel Heroes one, they have this Infinity Stone mechanic where you actually pick up Infinity Stones that give you specific power-ups. So there is some different stuff in the old games. I am surprised how you go to these rosters of all these old games are very small. Even all the way up till MVC1, that has like 12-ish characters, and you have like 60 in MVC2, something like that. It was a bigger leap than I expected. I thought it was going to be more gradual.
Like 32. That was like 32.
For two? No, 2 is like 60-ish characters. I thought.
I always thought it was like really that many. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I always thought it was that low. I mean, there's a lot of characters. I knew that, but
I've not gone
56.
Online yet.
56 in MVC2.
Yeah. I've not gone online yet. Apparently, it's super sweaty right now, especially in MVC2. I would get absolutely killed. So maybe I will at some point. Maybe I'll play the older games that the tryhards aren't playing. We'll see. But it's a fun little thing to look at, and I'm glad I got it. So far, so good.
For Wolverine, they actually made it in the tag ones. So when you take damage in the games, you have a red portion of your health bar that if you tag them out, they can regenerate that because they're not fighting. Wolverines will regenerate faster than non-Wolverine characters. As a like
something.
It's not relevant, right? It's like usually not really relevant, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, like they put a nod in there to like, yeah, okay, he should have this. I mean, the thing is like having healing powers in a fighting game is like pretty bullshit to begin with. So it's like one of those things. I mean, because like the thing is in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, before we got to Ultimate, was just Jean Grey was just fucking people up because it's like, all right, you have level 3 super or 5 super, whatever it was. Even if you kill her, she just resurrects as Dark Phoenix. So it's like, yeah.
That's a whole other thing, too.
It's like, oh, okay. And yeah, it was just busted and people complained about that and stuff like that. So it's just a fun balancing act. But yeah, it was funny. I was just reading an article about how one of the pro fighting game people got MVC2 on like pretty much every platform and was playing online and just like dominating the leaderboard. And like you even have like Maximilian dude who's like, dude, please, we're trying to like resurrect Marvel vs. Capcom, like not trying to kill it, because like you're just owning these people.
Everybody.
And it's funny because if you go on the Steam reviews, the Steam reviews are like, oh, I fought this dude named whatever, and it's like his his moniker, and it's like, and he absolutely destroyed me. Like he taught me the Iron Man Infinite the hard way, and it's like, oh my god, like yep, this is the 2000s.
I saw some videos, where apparently there's a like. I mean, I watched Maximilian Dude's videos about it a little bit. He says the meta is like this was the first game that like had a solid meta, the fighting games at least, where it's Magneto, Psylocke, and Storm, and maybe Sentinel sometimes, are like the team that you like can't beat or you have to be at the highest level. And people have been practicing with these characters for over 20 years, and now they're online beating up new people.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. Like, even though there's like 56 characters, I mean, maybe like 10 of those are competitive. I mean, if you're talking about like a tournament, like for money, people can be super sweaty about it. Casually, it's whatever. You can make anybody work, but yeah, I mean, you're gonna if you don't know how to play against Sentinel, you don't know how to play against Magneto, Psylocke, like, don't even bother. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that Magneto was a rushdown character, but that's what he
Oh,
is
he's
for
one of the
Wait.
fastest characters in the
Oh,
game. It's
yeah,
stupid.
I
That's
know.
my jam.
He
That's what I always use that. Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he should be, but he is. It's
Air
crazy.
juggle, man. Air juggle with him. Absolutely. I just love it. Love it. So, all right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. So cool. All right, let's get into a little news. Let's see. Annapurna. We talked about them a little while ago. They were. Didn't we talk about them? I suppose we are.
Yes,
Annapurna
were-
Active.
They had a bunch of
They-
announcements or whatever.
They had.
bought- They partnered with Remedy. Remedy was going to basically, so they didn't have financial woes, and they would also make their adaptations. But now this happened, which shouldn't affect Remedy, supposedly. They said.
Well, this apparently the interactive staff has completely resigned from Annapurna. So apparently they tried to negotiate with Ellison to spin off the division as an independent entity, but Ellison pulled out. Ellison said that they plan to continue to support others and expand their presence, but the entire staff quit, which apparently that's a hell of a coordination. That's a hell of a coordination to do that. Everybody just quit on the same spot. So give those people some balls. That's some wow. I mean, it's great. Good for them.
You
But
don't need to
they're-
give them to them, but yes.
no, that's what I'm saying. Jesus, man, that is woo. They pulled off something everybody thinks about doing, and they all banded together and stayed with it.
Yeah,
And
good for
they
them.
Put them in a really bad spot. That company.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's unprecedented almost. So.
the entire staff. That's yeah. You
Were they
usually
in the
got
middle of
no.
anything like at the time? Like,
Oh,
it's like
I'm sure they were.
They are working on a bunch of projects. Yes, they are. And they're
Yeah,
just
so-
they're in limbo at this point. There's no staff to work on them, so costing a lot of money while they sit. So we'll see. But all right. Other news: be wary, beware online. You may have seen this already, but the Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom has unfortunately leaked 2 weeks before release. So there are spoilers out there. I'm putting on the news here. If you haven't gotten a heads up for it, I'm giving everybody a heads up on this podcast now. So
Fortunately,
keep an eye out.
all the Switch
Don't keep
games
an eye out.
leak just because
I
of
know.
hacks and stuff like that. Same thing with Tears of the Kingdom last year. It was just
Yeah.
had to avoid that.
Yeah, avoid it. Put your tags in there to to hide spoilers, and just keep an eye out. Don't keep an eye out. So, all right. Last in the news, I've got Star Wars, the Star Wars Jedi games, Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order. There will only be one final game. There's going to be a trilogy. So the next Star Wars Jedi game will officially be the final in the series. It was announced. So good. And not a trilogy. That's what Star Wars is based on. Trilogies. So works, right?
Yeah, we'll see until they, change their mind later and do some half-ass thing, which seems to be what always happens with these, especially when they're successful. So, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I expect some waffling from this in the future.
What do you mean
I don't know.
waffling? Like what?
Like they're gonna do another game. He's saying.
Yeah, like how, the Arkham trilogy, how it tried to continue but didn't.
I mean, it should have stopped as a trilogy, but
Yeah, I know. Or,
think
all
that's
of the
the
Star
point,
Wars
right?
before. All
Yeah.
of the Star Wars before. Oh, just one trilogy. Well, actually, we'll do another one. All right, we're done. Well, maybe.
I mean,
So
what
we'll
game
see.
trilogies have there been?
There,
Mass Effect
Arkham,
shouldn't have been more.
Mass Effect, and we got Andromeda, and
I mean,
something
Arkham-
maybe.
Didn't Arkham have like that?
Oh
side
no, I
story?
meant for Star Wars before specifically.
Oh, Star Wars.
Like you had the SNES trilogy.
Yeah, that was a great
Shadows of the
trilogy.
Empire only got one game.
Was the Rogue Squadron games, were they a trilogy?
That was a trilogy, yeah.
Hmm.
KOTOR was
Oh.
only 2. That was a duology.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm okay with this, but
Even what was it, the Wii one? Well, I mean not Wii one. It was on all the systems. What was it with the Apprentice? What's his name? Star Killer.
Oh, Jedi.
Force Unleashed.
Force
Unleashed.
Not
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Only
Not
2, yeah.
Outcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Outcast.
That guy
was-
plays Maul
Right.
on Clone Wars. Right?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was also Davis Bloom, not to.
He was.
sort of
He
be
always has like
Doctor- sort of
good
be
things to say
Doomsday.
about Lucas Arts or Lucas Film or whatever, because
Yeah.
he talks about how they always, anytime they use Maul and stuff, they ask him to do the voice for it. Like there was like a commercial for Brisk or something like that, and they had Maul in it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get that. Don't worry, we got you."
Did Ray Park have a single line as Maul? Did he make any noises
Yeah,
even?
he talked. He talks about. He's like he says to in Phantom Menace. He's like, finally, will be revealed or something stupid like
He had
that.
a couple lines. Not a lot of lines, but a couple lines. So, all right, and that's pretty much it for the news. Unless you guys got something, no.
Tokyo Game Show
Speaking
next
of
week.
Vince Zampella,
Yeah,
said
Tokyo Game Show.
Battlefield's going to be modern setting.
Battlefield's gonna be modern.
Who fucking gives a shit
Game
about
Show's next
Battlefield?
week.
I feel like we always talk about Battlefield when they're talking about a new one, and then that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
But does it
That's it.
deserve it, Tony? Does it deserve further
Someone might.
communicate the conversation?
Does it?
It used.
I don't think it does.
It used to be a principle.
I just brought it up because we're talking about Respawn. And so.
It used to be the main competition to Call of Duty for like a minute, but now it's not anymore. Again, Call of Duty is running unopposed again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So. Also, we're gonna get an RGG summit this week, so probably get a new Like a Dragon announcement.
Yeah, Tokyo Game Show.
Tokyo Game Show.
They already admitted that there's something RGG related. So
in the works there. Cool.
It's exciting. So next, I can't wait for that.
Some of the Nintendo insiders have hinted that probably something coming up very soon. I think NOA flew a bunch of people out yesterday.
Ooh,
to
here we go.
For something.
First look at
There's a lot of people that are
Swatch.
posting like, "Hey, look where I am," and it's a picture of them like in front of the NOA like logo or Nintendo logo or something like that. It's like, why are there all these influencers out there? It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll find
So
out.
we'll have
soon
news
enough.
next week, even though we
Maybe.
have barely anything this week.
This week's it's a late week. So all right, it's gonna wrap it up, I guess, for this Gamecast, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, we're live on Twitch Tuesday nights. Please join us next week. Game show coming up, obviously. Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. YouTube, if you can't watch the live ones, we're over on YouTube, so subscribe there so you get notified when we post. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.